What's going on, everybody? Steve here at Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com. We're in front of Goodwill with my buddy TJ Benz right now, and we just left Goodwill, and we found a couple books. I found a book set that was selling for what, between...
It said $400. I don't know if it'll actually go for that. That was the FBA price.
Yeah.
Looking at the keeper charts, it was around 100 or so it's selling for.
Yeah, so TJ's killing it with books. I think you sold, what, 679 books?
679 so far.
In the last 30 days.
Yep. I was actually, no, that was the last, what is today? The 16th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last 16 days.
Oh, 16 days. So TJ's killing it with books. But the problem is a lot of people are going to thrift stores to find books, and I left with like 3 books, which isn't a lot. How many did you find?
Today, only one at this one. This is the Goodwill. I got 10 at the Savers. Nothing great, just kind of average books.
So it's tough to find books sometimes at thrift stores. So you go to library sales a lot. So we're going to share a couple tips when it comes to library sales. So what is a library sale? How do people find them? And why do you kind of prefer going there versus thrift stores?
Well, how to find them? Probably the best website is booksalefinder.com. You can search in your area. So if you live in Connecticut, search the Connecticut one. That's how you find them.
But the competition's insane there. Like I shot a video the other day and I went there and the book sale popped off and I ran to get a book because it was a textbook that was new in the wrapping, and I grabbed it and some guy was fighting with me and like ripped it out of my hands and ran off like a freaking crazy animal. Like, how do you deal with the stress and the competition? Because it's just ridiculous.
Definitely got to get there early. Like the bigger the sale, the earlier you should get there. I try to get there at least a minimum of 30 minutes early. Bigger ones, you might even want to get an hour early. Yeah, and basically kind of pick a spot and just scan as fast as you can.
So when you get there, like for me, it was so overwhelming because I got to the library sale and it was huge. Like it was probably like twice the size of this parking lot. And like there were so many sections. There was like the biographies, then there was like textbooks, and then there was like history, and there was cookbooks. Then I saw DVDs and CDs. Where do you start? Do you just kind of, do you have a priority?
Yeah. I like to go to the reference, usually it's called the reference section, which will be like textbooks, business books, things like that. A lot of times though, that's the most popular place, so everyone kind of swarms there.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I like going to like the religion section, mainly because you can get a lot of books and they're usually lightweight books too.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of quick flips like that, whereas textbooks are kind of heavy. Sometimes they take longer to sell depending on the season, so.
What would you say the biggest mistake that people make is when they go to their first library sale?
Biggest mistake?
Okay, let's slide over a little bit before we get hit by a car here.
We're gonna get run over here. Biggest mistake probably would be, I think people going too slow. Like they see a book, maybe it's a good book, they look at it instead of just throwing it in the cart.
Is that because they're not using like something like Scout IQ, or you use FBA Scan or
FBA Scan,
It's called Scoutly now, right?
It's called Scoutly now,
Scoutly.
yeah.
Because the cool thing about using like Scout IQ or Scoutly is they have things that are called triggers, which are built-in rules that essentially make a decision for you. So do you find the people who are moving too slow, they're not using advanced software, or they're just getting caught up regardless?
That too. I mean, the advanced software definitely gives you a huge advantage. And sometimes, I mean, I see a lot of people even just looking at the price and stuff. I don't even look. If it beeps, I just put it in, because if for $1, $2, even if I get a few duds,
yeah,
I'm not worried about it.
So TJ actually taught me something over here at Goodwill, surprisingly.
The GOODWILL.
And at GOODWILL right now, and I use Scout IQ, and I don't think Scout IQ has this functionality. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you use something called, what was it, the QR or Q?
I think they call it the OCR. It's basically if you have a book that doesn't have a barcode, instead of like going to your Amazon app and trying to
type it in or voice.
Scan the front picture, you can just go to like the inside. I don't know if it'll get it from here, but if this didn't have a barcode, I could just.
So like the ISBN number.
Yeah, the ISBN number.
You scan it and it
just
picks
quickly scan it in and take it.
That's so cool. So yeah, that's another tip too. Use that, the OCR, right? OCR. Also, I don't know if Scoutly has the functionality to scan the cover like Amazon Seller app. You know how it has that software where you scan the cover and it pulls up?
Exactly.
Make sure you're doing that. Like if you see a book at a library sale without a barcode, how many people do you see there
a lot of people
pass
skip
that
those.
up?
Quite a few. Another tip though, don't hit those right away. I would skip those at first, just hit all the barcode ones. After you've done that, go back to the manual lookup ones.
What are your thoughts about going to library sales that aren't advertised on Book Sale Finder?
Then I would totally go. If they're not advertised, then that's
I've had a
more
lot of
reason to
success
go,
with those recently. Just literally calling libraries and asking them, hey, do you have books for sale?
Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll have like book sales, and they're held by what's it called, like the Friends of the Library or something?
Yep, Friends of the Library. A lot of times they'll be like misadvertised on Book Sale Finder, like the wrong date or the wrong time.
Yeah.
So you can always double check because it's not that accurate, the website. Usually it is, but sometimes it's wrong, so.
Cool. So if you guys want to follow this guy, you do have a YouTube channel as well.
Used to have a thrifting one, but not
Is
doing
it
that
still up
anymore.
or no?
It's kind of up, but I haven't
Give
done
it to
anything.
him. I know you got some value
That's
over
cool.
there.
You can do my rap channel, TJ Benz. You can check that out.
Okay, cool. You rap, man.
Yep.
All right, cool.
That I do.
I like it. I like it. We're gonna have to get on a freestyle sometime.
Right? Yeah. Freestyle battle, Rakin versus
Exactly.
TJ Benz, right?
So yeah, just want to thank you for coming on, brother.
No problem, man.
And do you have any final words for the people watching who are maybe they're going to their first book sale or they're overwhelmed or nervous about it?
I would say keep trying. I mean, it takes a while. You got to kind of build up an inventory before you're going to start seeing any real success. So
Yeah,
just
takes
got to
time.
build the inventory up, keep snowballing it up, and
Cool. Well,
That's pretty much
appreciate
it.
you, brother.
thank you, man.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Cool. Peace out.